So much like I've mentioned in a very recent video, is that I've done a lot of rebranding and a lot of structuring with my framework since the last time I was on YouTube. And so now the updated format for explaining my framework, my free 80-19-1 framework, is that you show up feeling 80% is that you show up feeling as if you're the person that already is, does, or has whatever it is you want. The 19% is that you continue to show up feeling as if you're the person that already is, does, or has whatever it is you want, releasing control. And the 1% is you become the person. That's the revised and updated framework. And another thing that I'm sharing lately, especially on most all of my most where I put most of my attention at with my content, is I'm explaining that it's a framework for you to have the things that you want, but in particular, it's for you to get the things that you deserve, the things that are meant for you. And there's a lot of things that are meant for you, and the deeper sense of self, of the knowing self, the knowing of existence, of being self, is going to automatically be attracted to that. And like I also mentioned in another video, I'm going to start making these videos shorter. They're going to be 5 to 10 minutes long. It's shorter than 8 minutes if I can help it. Speaking of which, this one is we're already at 3 minutes, 2 minutes. Wow. Okay. Well, in any case, it's for what's meant for you. So like, it's not for you to get the things that you see other people have. And so it's another way, to make it more self-reflexive. And also, it's not solipsism. That's something I'm going to mention now, is that it's not solipsism. It assumes an outside reality that you're having an impact on. So of course, it asserts a lot of things as implications. I get that, and I can see how that can be confusing. So I'm trying to bridge that gap, so that you understand, and that it's very clear, though, is that the 80-19-1 framework, it's a universal self-concept framework. And the reason why it's universal is because it is a problem-solving framework. It is a creativity framework. It is an achievement framework. It's all of those things. It's meant for you to be. I want you to test the limits of this and see how far the boundaries could possibly go with that. I'm curious to hear your feedback on this, to see what you do with this, because I already had these principles in mind. I already operate in these types of ways of thinking, and this was just what came as a result of that, and as a result of all the unique experience that I had along the way that added up to these things happening for me. Like, there is definitely something meant for you, like a significant thing for you to do and to have and to be. And there's other things that are meant for you that just come along the way and that don't hurt anybody else. It's not, it's not things that you could have asked for either anyway. That's the whole point. But it is a framework of percentages, but it's not framework of percentage. It's not a framework of percentages by any means in a linear fashion. This is a cyclical, recursive, reflexive, retrocausal, retroactive framework. It's ongoing. You're already doing it. That's another thing I want to explain, is that you're already showing up as a person of some kind, feeling as if you're some sort of person, feeling as if you exist. You're already doing it. You're already continuing to do so, mindfully or not. Like, that's where that part is coming in. And you are going to result in the culmination of the endeavors and behaviors that you exhibit. Without question, it's a way of spelling YOU. It's you. 80-19-1 is another way of spelling the word you. So this is for you to take on personally as a personal experiment. I've issued something that I call the 24-hour challenge, that I was inspired by Neville Goddard to do. He says, try it for 24 hours. That doesn't mean that you stay awake the whole time. You go to sleep as a person. You wake up as a person. You do the things that the person would do. And it's not a huge leap of faith to imagine that this is how things could work, is that when things are persisted in, they result in certain things. That's not some huge take for me to have. So this could be relayed to you in an anecdote way, like what I'm getting into with what I've gotten into on this channel about Austrian economics. This can be a straightforward thing. We don't need a lot of jargon. We don't need a lot of complications. That's another reason why I made this free. We're running out of time now because about 5 minutes after, or past 5 minutes, and that's to wrap up. Though it's a free framework, it's a framework of percentages. It breaks down by saying that you show up feeling as if you're the person that you want to. In other words, you regulate your own nervous system. You decide how you want to feel in a situation instead of it deciding how you feel. That's a difference there. That's something that I've learned along the way. It doesn't have to be that, though. It could be anything. But you show up feeling as if you're the person that already is, does, or has whatever it is you want. You can. That's the 80%. 80% of the job is basically done. This is a territory where it gets into miracle phenomenon. Sometimes things just happen. Blessings just fall in your lap. We're not trying to count on that. You want to do the whole job, the 100% complete. And 19% of this framework is that you continue to show up feeling as if you're the person that already is, does, or has whatever it is you want, but you release control. You're not trying to control things. It doesn't take a huge amount of release of control, just that little bit that you were doing anyway, like I'm talking about. And of course, the 1% is that you become the person, but it's also a framework for you to get the things that you want in terms of your the deepest gratified, most fulfilled parts of yourself. Those things that you want are available. The things that you want, you don't get everything you want on whimsy. You get the things that you want that you deserve, that are meant for you, and that's okay to have those and to want to have them. It's not a problem. It's not an issue. And like I say, like even people that don't want a lot of responsibility and a lot to take on, and they just want simple lives, there's room for you with the framework. I can't put it any more simply, but that's that's all the backing it up from that's everything that I've been working on and rebranding and restructuring over the last year that I've been gone away from YouTube.